Sometimes a person gets to a place where they have no more words to say, no more energy left to do anything. Prayers become silent. Plans break down, and hope slips away from you like smoke. And right there, somewhere deep inside, a voice whispers, "Let go, give it all to God." But that's hard, isn't it? When your brain is full of 1,000 questions, when your heart feels like a storm is inside it, how do you let go? That's where Arabi's words touch the heart. Tafwid is higher than tawakkul, because someone who trusts God still waits for something back. But someone who gives up control, truly gives up control, waits for nothing. There are times in life when you realize there's nothing more you can do. You've tried everything, but doors keep shutting, someone goes away, something ends, and you think, this must be the end. But Ibn Arabi said, every time you lose something, God brings you one step closer to himself. That's what we'll look at here, the real meaning of tafwid, giving everything to God completely. Not just with words, but with your spirit. Because there's a secret hidden in this teaching that can change how you see your pain. By the end of this journey, you'll understand that letting go is not the same as losing. It's falling into the hands of the one who never lets go. Ibn Arabi said, when people trust God, they still keep a small piece of control in their hearts, but those who give up control give even that away. Most people think trusting God means I'll do my best and God will take care of the rest. But Ibn Arabi would smile at that and say, you still believe your best has power. True, giving up control is different. It's not just leaving the result to God, it's leaving yourself. It's no longer depending on your own strength, but resting completely on his plan, because in truth, nothing you do brings results. Only God's command brings them. And when this sinks into your heart, it's like breaking free from invisible chains. Picture yourself at sea. The wind screams, waves crash. You hold the wheel tight, saying, I'm steering this ship. But the ship was never yours. It's in his hands. The moment you stop fighting the waves, you're safe. That's not drowning. That's being saved. Ibn Arabi said, giving up control is beyond even being okay with fate. Being okay is staying quiet, but giving up control is talking with God. Many people trust God, but still feel scared inside. What if it doesn't work out? What if destiny is against me? But someone who truly gives up control never says that. They know God is never against them. He's simply saving them from themselves. That's why someone who gives up control even prays differently. Their prayer isn't, God, give me what I want. It becomes, God, help me be happy with what you want. And that prayer brings peace that no words can explain, because once you've let go, nothing that leaves you can break you. You've already placed yourself where loss can't touch you. Ibn Arabi said, if you think you've given things to God while still holding on to yourself, you're still behind a curtain. Think about it. How many times have you said, I've got this, making plans, believing everything is in your hands, and then life blew those plans away like dry leaves in the wind? In those moments, God wasn't punishing you. He was whispering, let go, I'm the one who does. To Ibn Arabi, tafwid is the greatest form of giving up control, but also the purest freedom. The more you try to control life, the more stuck you become. But the moment you release it all, the heart opens. Life starts to flow again. Maybe you love someone deeply, but live scared of losing them. Tafwid says, you can't hold what was never yours. And suddenly that tightness in your chest goes away. The knot inside unties itself. You breathe and quietly say, whatever happens comes from him. Sometimes life throws you into places you never planned to be. A loss of sickness, a test. Most people cry out, why me? But someone who remembers Ibn Arabi's words sees differently. In everything God does, he shows you yourself. Not to punish you, but to free you from your wrong thinking. Tafwid takes you to a point where even fear loses its meaning. Because fear only exists when you're still trying to control the storm. Once you stop fighting, the storm turns into silence. Ibn Arabi said, the one who gives up control is calm even in the middle of the storm, because God steers his ship. That person prays differently. To not give me this, but make me happy with what you've chosen. That kind of prayer expects nothing because it already knows everything has been given. Only the moment of seeing remains. When you stop wanting to own everything, everything starts coming to you because you've chosen to be, not to have. And that is one of the closest places a heart can get to God. Ibn Arabi said, the one who gives up control is never alone, because giving up control is to be with God himself. Sometimes when life takes something from you, a job, a friend, even a feeling, you fall apart inside and a voice rises. What am I going to do now? But someone who lives in Tafwid takes a deep breath and says, not me, he knows. That's when real change starts, because instead of fighting with your heart, you start trusting with it. From the outside, nothing may look different, but inside, something amazing happens. The world is no longer heavy on your shoulders. You become a traveler, not someone carrying weight. Ibn Arabi warned not to mix up Tafwid with patience. Patience is waiting quietly, hoping things will get better someday. But Tafwid is something else. It's saying, whatever my Lord does is already right, even before seeing the result. That kind of trust turns everything, even pain, into mercy. Think of a farmer. He plants the seeds, but he cannot make it rain. He works hard, but the growing is not in his hands. Yet he still plants because he knows the one who placed the seed in the soil will bring it to life. That is Tafwid. You do your part, but you leave the outcome to God, and then your effort becomes blessed. Ibn Arabi said, you can recognize someone who gave up control by the peace in their face. Look at such a person, and you'll see a calm ocean. Waves may rise, winds may blow, but they stay still inside because they know the one who makes the storm is the same one who quiets it. A heart that lives in Tafwid no longer judges others. It understands that everyone is walking through their own test. When they see someone fall, they don't say, how could they? They whisper, maybe God is testing me through them. And at that moment, a door opens inside, the door of compassion. Mercy walks in. Ibn Arabi said, true giving up control is not only to God, but to his plan. Because destiny itself is hidden mercy. Such giving up control doesn't make you weak, it makes you unshakable. Words of others, changes of the world, the passing of time, none of it breaks you. Because you're not living with just patience anymore, but in the secret of Tafwid. He wrote, Tafwid is when the servant returns his will to God's will. So when you let go of something, you haven't lost it. You've just returned it to its true owner. And at that moment, the heart becomes light. Think about it. All your life, you've tried to carry things that were never yours to hold. You've tried to control, to fix, to direct. And that's why it hurts. But someone who gives up control finally says, I'm not meant to carry, I'm meant to watch. And then peace comes to the heart. Ibn Arabi said that this peace isn't just silence, It's godly balance. The heart stops reacting to noise. Bad news, loss, change, they still come. But the heart stays steady because it knows who is holding everything. Here lies a small secret. Tawakul is not only about waiting. It's about seeing. Patience waits. Giving up control watches. It sees the delicate pattern in destiny, the hidden wisdom behind every twist. And this vision doesn't fill the heart with knowledge. It fills it with knowing. Ibn Arabi said, knowledge belongs to the mind, but marifa belongs to the heart. God is not understood. He is felt. Someone who gives up control begins to feel God everywhere. When the wind blows, when a leaf falls, when a door closes, they whisper, there's a message in this too. For such a heart, the world is no longer chaos. It's a language. A failure becomes a reminder. A delay becomes protection. A loss becomes a gift. And the heart learns to read them all. That's why even prayer changes. Once you may have said, "Just God, give me this." Now you whisper, "God, whatever you choose is best for me." At that point, prayer is no longer a request. It's a meeting. The face of someone who gave up control changes. Their eyes lose their panic. Their voice loses its complaining because they no longer say, "Why me?" They say, "Well, what are you teaching me, my Lord?" Life becomes a lesson. The heart becomes a book, and on every page, God becomes visible. Ibn Arabi said, whoever gives his heart to God finds God within his heart. That is the main idea of Tawakul. When you let go to him, you're really inviting him in, and when he enters, fear fades. Jealousy quiets, greed dissolves, because when he is present, there's no space left for anything else. Ibn Arabi said, the one who submits is safe. The one who gives up control finds there's a secret hidden in those words. Submission means accepting fate. Giving up control means returning your fate to the one who wrote it. To give up control of your fate means to return it. The first step is acceptance. The second is trust. Picture this. A child holding his father's hand walking down a dark road. He doesn't know where he's going, but he isn't afraid, because that small hand in his knows he'll be led safely home. That, Ibn Arabi says, is the main idea of Tawakul, to trust the will of God, to believe even when you can't see, to love even when you don't understand. When the heart reaches this place, even your prayers begin to change. You stop saying, "God, give me this." Instead, you whisper, "God, make easy for me whatever is best," because you've learned something sacred. Nothing from him is ever a loss. Every delay hides preparation. Every unanswered prayer is growing in silence. Ibn Arabi said, when something comes to you late, it's not the thing that isn't ready. It's you. Those words hold the main point of giving up control. Trade impatience for trust, fear for peace, complaining for being thankful. Then the heart leans on God, not to make life lighter, but to make you stronger. True giving up control isn't leaving things to God, it's walking with him. He speaks to you in silence, in loss, in laughter. You begin to sense his voice, not from outside, but from within. And in that stillness, something is born. Peace, soft, quiet, unshakable peace. Even storms stop scaring you because you finally know the wind obeys him too. And then you see it clearly. Worry was only the fake idea of control. The moment you let go, peace finds you. Ibn Arabi called this the highest level of godly trust. He said, when the servant leaves matters to God, God leaves the path open for the servant. When you trust, he does not leave you. Doors appear where you saw only walls. Paths light up that you didn't know existed. Even in your darkest hours, an unseen lamp glows inside you. This is why tough weed is not doing nothing. It's awareness. It doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing everything while letting go of the result. Movement with giving up control. Effort without fear. Because someone who trusts God walks without shaking, and that walk, Ibn Arabi says, is the truest form of worship. He wrote, "Whoever leaves everything to God remains with God. That is the secret of all secrets. When you give your heart to him, nothing else can claim you. Not the world, not people, not worry. Because your true owner is already known. And now, my friend, if these words have touched your heart, know this. It's only the beginning. Watch our other videos now on your screen, like this video, and leave a comment because this journey doesn't end here. It's just beginning.